Ghastly. Pretty fucking scary. And this is my 13th Pokemon Red and Blue run, so I wanted to go with something a little fucking scary. I'll be honest with you, I was scared. I played this at night. I played it actually, as of this commentary, I played it actually a week ago, but hey, whatever. I hope I remember how it went. So if you're new here, which you probably are, no one watches any of my videos, unfortunately, but if you are new here, this is an alt-main Pokemon Red and Blue, in this particular instance I'm playing Red, speedrun of the game, no glitches, you know, except the ones you can't really avoid. There's Brock, by the way, speaking of things you can't avoid. But alt main basically means you find the Pokemon as soon as possible, you catch that bitch, and then you run the rest of the game with that motherfucker. And for right now, I'm doing a series of pre-evolutions, non-evolved guys, and I want to mention that I did evolve my Squirtle into a Wartortle. Now again, this is not a custom starter run, which maybe I'll do that in the future. This is an original game. You play it without cheats or glitches or ROM hacks, right? And that's kind of what I find interesting about this run. So initially, I was considering not evolving my Squirtle because this is a no evolution Ghastly run. And so I was thinking, like, do I want to have no evolutions across the board or just for the main Pokemon? And in this particular instance, I decided to go with Wartortle because it would make it more directly comparable to other runs that I did where, you know, I evolve into Wartortle and it saves time because you fucking beat the fucking guys a lot quicker when you're Wartortle. War is in the guy's name. But anyway, so I decided to go with Wartortle, even though I would call this a no evolution run. I don't know, you tell me how much of a piece of shit I am. Leave a comment. Yeah, that's right, this is me begging for engagement, but I'm gonna need to be begging for engagement because, you know, we gotta get through this game here, and it's gonna take me about, I don't know, a couple hours. Who knows? Anyway, so this is a scary run. This is the 13th run, and I'm scared. Just playing this game is a little bit of a scary experience sometimes, especially when you play it late at night. When I play these games, I usually like to indulge in some legal substances. You know, the music is weird. I don't listen to anything. I play the game with the sound on, and that's it. I sit there alone for 4 hours, 5 hours, and I contemplate life and existence. And for this video, I decided I would just fast forward through most of the Wartortle parts. If you've been watching any of these videos, which I know you haven't, let's be honest, you've probably seen the first part of the game many times. In fact, you've probably played the first part of the game hundreds or thousands of times, and frankly, this is a Ghastly run, so everything before I get Ghastly kind of doesn't matter. But it's okay, because we're going to be getting Ghastly in about 15 seconds, well, maybe 38 seconds, I don't know. I'm sure I could have, you know, ahead of time come up with the proper number of seconds that remain until I get Ghastly, but I didn't. So whatever. Anyway, we gotta go to the Rocket Hideout first, so it's not just right after this, it's not right after Rock Tunnel, even though I would love it to be. At least I think you need to get, the Sylph Scope to catch Ghastly. That's what I ended up doing. So, per the rules of the alt main category, I hope this is as early as possible, though those guys on speedrun.com also do the, Sylph Scope, glitch in their glitchless runs, which I don't agree with. So I don't do the Sylph Scope glitch in my glitchless speedruns. You know, because it's a political decision that the politics are frankly not that good. Anyway, politics of speedrunning aside, I got Psychic. Thought that would come in handy, and now we gotta fight this rival, and then we're going to get Ghastly. Wow, isn't that great? We're finally here. We're fucking 4.5, 5 minutes in. Finally got my, the guy in the thumbnail, you know, isn't that great, the guy in the title. Did you know Ghastly doesn't have a H in it? Isn't that interesting? I always write it as, Ghastly, you know, like the word, ghast, but nope, no H, and, that's a shame. But anyway, got the Ghastly, and, now this is when the run, I guess, starts. You know, this is the awkward thing about, the ultimate category is that, again, especially when you're doing a run with a non-evolved Pokemon, is that, like, you know, the rules that I don't really care for, because, again, the Silph Scope thing, I think I went to go pee here, by the way. That's why it's an extended situation. It's not like I was nervous or anything at the fact that I almost got murdered. In fact, I was probably very nervous, and then that's why I had to go pee, because I pee when I'm nervous. Anyway, Psychic, there you go. Psychic's a great move. But, again, like, I could theoretically be switching into, like, you know, like, the strongest Pokemon in the game, and fighting half the time with the gas, like, you know, the rules say on speedrun.com that the Pokemon must participate in every fight. That doesn't mean that they need to win every fight, but they need to participate. So theoretically, you know, you could just throw Gastly and Wartortle and swap them back and forth. But when I get the Gastly, my goal is to just run with Gastly as much as possible. There are instances where I switch to another Pokemon just to remove status effects or other things like that. This is not, you know, a one Pokemon run or anything like that. Again, maybe in the future I will do a custom starter run of all the guys, which, you know, would be a little bit easier to control the variables on. But here, you know, I'm kind of just throwing things out there it's a little bit of a vibe situation, and so hopefully I've chosen the correct vibes. If not, that's a shame, frankly. But this is Gastly. Let's talk about Gastly. There goes my microphone. It fell. It collapsed. You know, I don't have well, I did have a microphone stand, and it broke like 3 years ago, and I never bought another one because I'm cheap and I'm lazy. And so sometimes that happens. It just falls over. Anyway, Silph Scope. Got to use the Silph Scope here. Check this out. Marowak. I really love Marowak. One of my favorites, for sure. I'm, you know, maybe I'll do a Cubone run at some point here, and maybe in the future I'll do Marowak. Right now I'm doing the unevolved guys. I was thinking like every 10 runs I'll swap back and forth. I don't know. Might do Haunter on Halloween, so we'll see how many runs of this I can get before Halloween is over. Halloween's coming up. It's coming up. Get ready. Get ready. I love Halloween. This is a scary game. I'm in Pokemon Tower. I'm in Lavender Town. This is a horror game. Is Pokemon Red and Blue, would you consider those a horror game? Horror games? I mean, they're kind of the same game, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's something about it. And we're gonna just go off on a tangent here, but you know, like I was mentioning before, like these games, like they have like that aura of like, you know, just like it's so old, but like it's still so good. And I love old games, by the way. I play exclusively old games. I haven't bought new games in many years. But like there's a lot of these older games from the 90s on Game Boy that are really hard to play, really wonky, you know, just side scrollers, RPGs, stuff like that are just like, they're not like, you know, very limited buttons, you know, so it's like, it's kind of difficult to play a lot of Game Boy games, but Pokemon Red and Blue are extremely like just playable. So it's like, but they've got like that aura of like weird, wacky, you know, empty, you know, like a lot of older games, especially for the Game Boy, which is one of my favorite consoles. I like the PlayStation, I like the family computer, and I like the Game Boy. Those are my big ones. I got some big ones. I still don't know how this trash can puzzle works. I think I'm slowly figuring it out, but I got lucky here. I got really lucky. I don't know why I left. I don't know. Anyway, back to my esoteric discussion on whether or not Pokemon is a horror game. You know, the sprites are a big thing because, you know, like when I was young, my primary exposure to the Pokemon franchise was through the anime. And in fact, I watched the anime more than I played the games for many years. I would rent the games now and then. I was very poor when I grew up, so I didn't quite have the money to just purchase Pokemon Red or Blue, even, you know, and, you know, like when these were new. Well, first of all, when these were new, I was like 2 or 3 years old, so, you know, but I got Red and Blue in like, you know, around 2002, 2003-ish, around when Ruby came out, and Ruby was, you know, the first one that I owned and completed. I didn't rent or borrow from a family member and play, you know, like I would love to rent Pokemon games from Blockbuster. But so again, I would watch the anime and then I'd play the games, and the sprites are always so wacky, and like, you know, Pokemon Yellow actually has very solid anime style sprites, but Red and Blue, like the sprites are just weird. They're kind of creepy. You know, like the music is just like, you know, it's that there's like couple instruments. I'm not a Game Boy musician by any means, so I don't know the inner workings of the Game Boy's musical interface or how it functions. But again, just the music, it's very simple, but it's good. And then there's like, there's a lot of different songs, but then they got the replay songs. I love when you go to a new route and you hear an old song on a new route. I love that kind of stuff. I don't know. The vibe here is a little scary. And again, when I play this game, I typically will try to play it at night. You know, I like playing it at night. It's quiet. I just hear the music bellow and echo throughout my empty room. I play with the speakers on, of course. No headphones here. When I play Pokemon, I have a nice little chair. I got my Pokemon chair. I sit in there, turn the speakers on, shut all the lights off, turn the game on, and sometimes I need to have the lights on to actually plug the game in. But you know, I enjoy it. I have fun. So I would say that maybe this is a horror experience. I didn't necessarily intend on this being you know, horrifying commentary-wise, but there's really not much to talk about here. I'm just going through. I beat Erica, by the way, so shout out to me. I don't exactly know where this rare candy is. I know it's like here somewhere. I always end up accidentally fighting this cue ball. But you know, I actually probably need the experience here. Gastly is really good. I know I started talking about how good Gastly was earlier, but I'll do that more later. Where's the rare candy? It's right there. There it is. Put that in the brain. It's right up there. Okay. All right. All right. It's cemented into the brain. Eidetic memory engaged. But Gastly is probably, I would say, probably the best pre-evolved Pokemon in this game. I want to think like maybe I did a Hypno run, and so Drowsy is also pretty solid. I think Abra fucking sucks in this game, doesn't really get that many good moves or really anything like that other than Teleport. I know Abra is a little bit better in Fire Red, Leaf Green. Which is, for me, just to go back onto the horror thing, I played a lot of Fire Red, Leaf Green. Like, I think those came out in, I want to say 2004, and by that point, I was wealthy enough to afford a new Pokemon game, so I remember getting Fire Red the day it came out. I was excited, you know, and I played the fuck out of Fire Red, and then I got Leaf Green, and the way I would work is Fire Red's the main file, and then I'd play Leaf Green over and over and replay it all the time. And so, like, my experience with Red and Blue, it's very hazy. It's very, you know, like, again, I'd rent them from Blockbuster when I was young. I never really owned them until much later. I mean, I owned them. When I was playing Fire Red, I had all of the games at that point. Because, you know, you could go to any game store and get Pokemon Red for, like, $5. You know, it was very cheap in, like, 2003 and 4, so I had already had them all at that point. But, you know, again, I've got these weird, fragmented, hazy, scattered memories of this game, and so maybe it is a horror game, maybe it's not, maybe it's just a horror game for me, and maybe this is some extremely boring and uninteresting commentary. By the way, I am in, where am I? Fuchsia City. Or is it a town? Is it Fuchsia Town? I don't know. Anyway, I'm about to fight Koga. Koga's gym is so much more difficult, but we're going to talk about the run a little bit here. Is so much more difficult than Koga the trainer. It's kind of absurd, to be honest with you. And I was talking about Drowsy earlier. Drowsy might, if I do Drowsy, might give Gastly a run for the money. And I did do a Hypno run, and that is, I think, my current fastest run. And spoiler alert, Gastly got within spitting distance of Hypno, which is a, you know, fully evolved Pokemon. So I don't know. Then again, when I did Hypno, it was a while ago. I was a lot worse at the game. I'm still not very good. But anyway, whatever. This is Coughing. Just use some Psychics. Hope you don't get self-destructed. I actually just switch over here. My plan for Weezing, because again, this is not just like a one Pokemon only run. You know, I'm allowed to swap. So my plan here is usually I just swap to another guy and just wait for them to die and blow themselves up. So I swap to Spearow there. And and just use fly over and over again. I want Spiro to die there so that Ghastly gets the bulk of the experience points, but it doesn't always happen. Either way, here we go. We got rare candies. I actually fucked up my rare candies a lot in this run. I'm not sure when that takes place. I don't remember, but I accidentally used like a rare candy on Oddish at one point because of a menuing mistake. So, you know, nice on that one. I fought this guy here. You know, it's not necessary, but I was thinking, like, I'm kind of scared. I do have Thunderbolt. I don't know if I mentioned that. In fact, I do know. I didn't mention it. There's War Turtle, by the way. Cool guy. Pressing B every time you level up is so goddamn annoying. I wish there was a way, like a hold item maybe, that would just, you know, but they don't even have hold items yet, those bastards. But again, Thunderbolt, pretty good. But I'm kind of fearing that I'm going to hit like a level up crisis, or just a level crisis, you know. I don't really know how the end game's going to go. I feel like at this point in my life, not at this point as in when I'm speaking, or at this point as in when you're watching, which could be years from now. I could be dead when you're watching this. Could you think, just imagine such a thing? We're all recording ourselves playing video games, and who knows, someone could be watching this 100 years from now, like just this historical figure of the early 21st century playing some shitty fucking game. But whatever, let's not try to get too you know, whatever that is. I was really worried about my levels. One thing I do in these runs, at least I have been doing, is I fight most, if not all, of Blaine's trainers in the gym. There's one guy you don't need to fight to open up a door, but I like to fight them instead of doing the quiz. I just find going through the quiz and then like not like accidentally hitting A, because you have to mash A and then sometimes you have to like go down, you know, and it's like, it's just kind of frustrating and it's boring and it makes my fucking head explode. And then there's that one question, I think it's the first question, where they're like, does Caterpie evolve into Butterfree, yes or no? And then you say no, and it's like, boop, you're wrong. You know, George Orwell wrote a book about this, you know, like, so I don't feel comfortable engaging with the quiz machines. Unless, you know, sometimes I just like, I'll do one, maybe I'll do Tombstoner, you know, who doesn't love Tombstoner? You know, just to live a little. But again, I'm feeling like I need a level up, situation. You know, I don't want to be under-leveled, even though I probably, you know, in retrospect, now this is me speaking, doing the commentary. This is me in the commentary world, speaking still in the past, for you viewing or listening. Maybe you're not viewing, maybe you're blind and you just put these videos. I mean, they're called videos, but you could listen to them. And I don't know. Anyway, fuck, what was I saying? In retrospect, I probably didn't need to go out of my way to level up so much. I probably could have come up with some better strategies, but One other thing is that I was also initially planning on using Double Team, which does kind of make me feel bad, because Double Team really is just so fucking good in this game. It's kind of insanely good because of the badge boost mechanic as well. But if I remember correctly, in fact, I think I already did this, but I forgot to mention it, because I was fucking going off about this stupid, is Pokemon a horror game? What the fuck, what kind of self-absorbed moron talks about that? Well, I mean, I'm playing as Ghastly, so I mean, it's kind of on theme a little bit. But anyway, I accidentally taught Double Team to Oddish or something, and there's no check screen because Oddish had no moves or anything, so it was just an instantaneous learn. So I didn't actually end up using Double Team here, but if I did have Double Team, I probably could have gotten away without fighting any extra trainers, and I definitely could have beaten the time that I ended up getting for Hypno, which is, you know, it's quite a few runs ago. Hopefully at some point I'll beat it. I don't know if, I mean, Ghastly's really fucking good. I don't know if there's any other unevolved Pokemon that could approach 3.5 hours, and also 3.5 hours is not that good. Like, you know, the Pokemon Glitchless Classic Speedrun, you know, is about an hour and 56, 57, and of course that's the one where they don't do the Pokédoll glitch. It's actually the Japanese runners, you know, they correctly recognize that the Pokédoll glitch to skip Marowak is a glitch. So there's two categories, there's Glitchless and then Glitchless Classic. Glitchless uses glitches, and then Glitchless Classic, which is like a newer category, doesn't use glitches. but it's called Glitchless Classic. I don't know. I used to watch Pokemon speedruns a little bit, like fucking 12 years ago, a long time ago, and they've used the Pokédoll back then. So maybe Glitchless Classic is like, I don't know. I think, to my understanding, and I haven't paid any attention to Pokemon. I don't know anything about the internet's association with Pokemon. I'm going in fresh, baby. I'm fresh as hell. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry. But I think the Japanese runners just correctly understood that the Pokédoll thing is a glitch, and they never used it. And then at some point, the Japanese and the English communities merged, and they didn't know what to do with the categories. And so I assume they just put classic on there, because yeah, classic. Everyone loves that word, even though it's the newer category. At least me, as an American who watched Pokemon speedruns in 2013 or 2012, this is what I think. And I could be, and in fact, I definitely am wrong. Anyway, I'm in Sylph Company. All of that goes in to say that 3.5 hours is not very good. That is my best time as of this, 3:38, I think, actually, but whatever. It's not very good. It's, the record's about 2 hours with Nidoking. I'm not doing a Nidoking run, so I don't exactly know what, like, the average run should even be, but I really do think I should be able to get under 3 hours. If I were good at this game and with a reasonable and solid Pokemon, I think I should be able to get under 3 hours. So one of these days I'm hoping to get under 3 hours. That's why I'm saving some of the better Pokemon, for later when I'm better at the game. But, Ghastly very well may be the best unevolved Pokemon, and I'm doing this guy really early when I'm shitty at the game. So, I don't know, kind of makes me feel a little bit poorly, but it's the 13th run. I'm thinking, well, 13, dude, like, yeah, 13. There's only one ghost Pokemon in the game who's unevolved, and that's Ghastly. Can you believe it? There's one ghost Pokemon. So they have ghost type. And then they made one ghost Pokemon. Just, what the hell? And then they have dragon type. Right, and then there's like one dragon, but at least dragon is kind of like, it's got that, ooh, it's a dragon. Whoa, I don't know, maybe ghosts are supposed to be rare too. I don't know, whatever, it's kind of funny. So the only other option I have is Haunter. You can't actually do an alt main run with Gengar because you need a link cable, so I don't really know the exact ruling for that. I mean, I would be open to doing a quick trade back and forth. If that's allowed. I don't care about the speedrun.com rules. I don't like that website, and the rules to me seem a little bit stupid. Like, I was actually looking at the custom starter board, and according to the rules on speedrun.com, you need to use a modified ROM hack in order to do a custom starter run. And the ROM hack like changes like Pokemon encounter rates and all that kind of stuff, and that's required to do that. I don't know, maybe I read that wrong. Maybe I was like really high on drugs and I read that and it's an incorrect interpretation. But either way, I would just probably use a Game Shark. By the way, I beat the rival in Sylph Company. It wasn't that difficult. It was a little scary in parts. I mean, I'm kind of not doing a play-by-play commentary for this one because, what do you, like, just use fucking Psychic, just boom, Psychic. Maybe throw a Thunderbolt in there. What else do I got? I got Mega Drain. Mega Drain's useful. I was kind of thinking I want Mega Drain for Bruno. Just to get some health back, save some items. You got Nightshade, which does damage equal to the level. I believe it's similar to Seismic Toss. And I like that. That's pretty interesting. Like 50-ish, which is the level I end up getting, pretty shortly here. 50-something, approaching on 60. That's decent damage. Like, you can 3-shot most Pokemon in the game. With even level 40 or 50, so it's like Nightshade is pretty fucking good. But is it good enough to end the game with? I mean, whatever, who knows? But anyway, going into fight Sabrina, and I'm always just fucking scared to death about Sabrina. I don't have any physical moves, so I'm just kind of hoping like Nightshade or Thunderbolt, or Psychic does something. This Alakazam is scary as hell. They use Psywave, which is just great. Nightshade. Alright, okay, yes! Like Psywave. Wow, thank you, Psywave, for just being a terrible, terrible move. I don't even really know what it does. All I know is, I look at the screen, Is Alakazam using Psywave? If so, I can stop looking at the screen. I can look at my ceiling and just mash A or whatever, you know, like, which is what I do sometimes when it's 2 a.m. Anyway, we're about to fight Giovanni, and you know, I've said this before, but the story, the level, and the gameplay, all around Giovanni it's a very good concept with horrendous execution. Right, in the Rocket Hideout, which is the first time you fight Giovanni, he's kind of not that much of a threat, but he's at the apex of his threat level the first time you fight him. When you fight him in Sylph Corporation, you just are hot off the heels of the rival battle that is significantly more difficult. There is never a scenario that I can even imagine where you win the rival and then lose to Giovanni #2 in Sylph Corporation. By the way, Doug Trio. Wow. Like, maybe if he had Doug Trio in Sylph Corporation, maybe, you know, he'd throw me for a loop. This Doug Trio is just poning me. By the way, I decided not to evolve Wartortle into Blastoise. You know, it's kind of my centrist position. You know, I kind of talked about that earlier, but I'm a little bit of a centrist. A little bit, sometimes, and that's one of my examples. But again, so Giovanni #2, pushover compared to the rival, which is right beforehand. And then Giovanni 3, the final gym, is just like, in my opinion, Sabrina is harder 10 times out of 10. I cannot think of a scenario where Sabrina is less difficult than Giovanni. Even, and honestly, some instances, Blaine can be more difficult. You know, if you've got like a grass-type Pokemon, like I did Bulbasaur not too long ago, and Blaine was really causing me some concerns. I did Tangela as well, and Blaine was really causing me some fucking concerns. Crinkles was having a horrendous time. So, like, the idea of, like, this repeated boss battle, you know, in addition to the rival, just some guy you encounter multiple times, is so poorly executed. It's kind of a shame. And, you know, later games, they deal with that. Like, you know, I've played up until Diamond and Pearl, and I don't really remember Diamond and Pearl too much, to be honest with you, because I played them when they came out, and then I never played them again. I have played the other Pokemon games before that a plethora of times, but every time I kind of get up, you know, to maybe playing Diamond and Pearl, I kind of just, you know, like, I can't really play it on my TV that easily, so it's kind of like, whatever. But anyway, here's the rival fight. Rival 6, I think. Yeah. I think? I don't know. Whatever. Old news. Old news. I beat the shit out of that guy. Again, like, Gastly is just, it's kind of like so good that it's kind of like there's really not much to even talk about, you know? Psychic is so fucking good. Nightshade is so fucking reliable. Mega Drain, you know, really alleviates the need to purchase that many potions. And then Thunderbolt, you know, is going to be very useful against Lorelei, and it's very useful against a lot of just miscellaneous trainers, you know, like Thunderbolt is just, it's good against Pidgeot, it's good against Gyarados, it's really fucking good against a lot of instances, in a lot of instances, I should say, if I were a proper speaker of the English language. But anyway, again, I'm fighting a couple extra guys here just because I'm just worried about my level. I like to dump all my rare candies. I'm not really sure, by the way. This is what I've been doing lately. Totally could switch it up in the future. You know, I'm only on 13 out of... I'm planning on doing all 140 something. You know, you can't do Gengar. You can't do Machamp. You can barely do Moltres. I mean, that one, it's possible, but, like, is it really a run? You get Moltres, and then you fight the Elite Four with Moltres. Is that really even a run? I mean, whatever. So, like, you know, I'm planning on doing all of the alt main runs. So right now, what I like to do at run number 13, which is not very well informed, is use all my rare candies at the latest level up before Lorelei. And so I also like to use them, like, when I level up on the last Pokemon of a fight. So I'll just do fights in Victory Road until I hit that leveled up at the last Pokemon encounter. And then I like to use my rare candies. And again, I fucked up the rare candies. I accidentally gave one to Oddish. And so that's a shame. But again, this run had quite a bit of mistakes. I gave double team away, and again, one of the other things that I should also specify that I should have specified 28 minutes ago is that I do these runs in a single segment. No saving, no loading. If I make a mistake, it's stuck. You know, that's it. It's over. So when I gave double team to Oddish, it's done. It's over. Goodbye. So anyway, I leveled up there. Now I have to do this whole thing where I hit B, you know, oh no, what if my B button breaks? Oh no, what if my controller accidentally gets unplugged, and then I level up, and then I evolve, and then, oh no, it's so stressful. The game is so difficult. Honestly, it's the hardest part of the game. If I'm going to be real, the endurance required in order to use rare candies and hit B every time, it's not a joke, okay? I'm just putting that out there. But anyway, I like to use the rare candies before Lorelei, if possible, and that's because I like to level up as close to the end of the fights as possible, and it makes Lorelei a little bit easy, you know, if I'm allowed to say such a thing. And so, you know, that's where I'm thinking right now. Whatever, probably will change that in the future. For those of you that don't know, there's a glitch, kind of. I mean, it's more of a feature. It's more of like a mechanic. Where every time your stats are altered in battle, it reapplies the badge boost, which in Pokemon, whenever you get badges, they give you like a 10%, or I think in this game it's actually like 12 or something. They give you like a boost to a certain stat point, like attack, defense, special. And when you reapply any stats, like double team increases evasion, which is a stat. Even though, you know, it's not a direct stat, but it is a stat. By the way, Thunderbolt, Psychic, Nightshade just going in right here. Going really easy. Just Mega Drain to get some health back. Confuse Ray and Thunderbolt. Okay, thank you. That's one and done. But anyway, when you level up, it recalculates your statistical points. And so that undoes the repeated badge boosts. So in the future games, I don't think that that's a thing, that you just get the one and done, like 10% on top. But in this game, every time you use something, it reapplies 10%. So without double team, I am in a position where I can't really utilize the badge boosting in the way that I initially had thought. But again, Ghastly is just kind of so good. I didn't need double team. And like part of me feels like pretty good about not having double team, because like when you think about it, like double team, yes, it increases your stats for everything, but it also kind of makes the game, like, kind of, it's like a cheat code, you know? You use 3 double teams and it's over. Like, you win, you know? Like, there's, like, no scenario where you're, like, 3 or 5 double teams in and you get hit so many times that you lose, and you're not, wow, look at that, by the way, the 1%, holy fuck. You know, this Gengar kind of threw me for a loop a little bit, but again, Agatha, pretty fucking easy. Like, Ghastly is just like, I was nervous, I'll be honest with you. Again, I fought a lot of extra trainers along the way. That cue ball, that motherfucker, that swimmer with the war turtle. I fought a lot of extra guys in Victory Road because I was scared, I was nervous. I fucked up on double team, I missed the rare can. I was losing it, but again, this is easy. This is an easy fucking game. Like, I don't know what, I mean, I don't, whatever. Like, Pokemon, it's a kid's game. Like, I played this shit when I was like 3, so I mean, it is an easy game. But still, like, Ghastly is fucking good at this game. Like, I was blown away by how good Ghastly is. And I guess now we're so close, we're approaching the final battle here, where we can start wrapping up. But that was the Elite Four. Pretty easy. Again, like, there's really nothing to comment on. Just like, Thunderbolt is really good against Lorelei, Lance, and Agatha. Mega Drain is good against Bruno. Nightshade is just good against everyone. It's just good all around. But again, the champion here, big old champ, Blue Man himself, is not a pushover. Like, again, this Alakazam. This Alakazam can fuck me with Psychic. 2. I had 2 fucking goddamn motherfucking like, just 2. Look at this. I'm scared shitless. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. It's over. I'm gonna lose. There goes Oddish. Alright, Ghastly is in shambles. Oddish is fucking dead. But, you know, whatever. I managed to make it out here. And I'm thinking, like, oh, let me try to score some points with War Turtle. Stupid idea. I should have just, I mean, I don't really, what else am I going to do? Switch into Ghastly and then get Psychicked again? Well, that's exactly what happens, as you can see. And this time I got fucking 1 hit point left. Are you kidding me? And then Reflect? Oh, Jesus. So again, I mean, hey, anything could have happened. I have a lot of items, so it's not too concerning. Mega Drain on Rhydon. Look at that health bar. I know I probably could have timed my sound effect a little bit better. And Rhydon used Tail Whip, which also readjusts my stats, which gave me a badge boost. Thank you, Rhydon. I don't know if it's necessary, but either way, I one-shot the Gyarados, and then it's Arcanine, and it's Psychic. Is that going to be a critical hit? Not good enough. Now, if you don't know this, critical hits actually ignore the badge boosts, so maybe I could have won if not for that critical hit. I thought Nightshade would have been good enough here, but I guess I misunderstood the health situation. But also, you know, the psychic crit actually, it turns out, was actually pretty good. So I was kind of like worried, like, oh no, like Arcanine, why? But you know, just don't heal. Okay, I don't know how many heals this guy has in general or has left. I don't know. I'm not really paying attention to that. Venusaur, psychic should one shot. It doesn't. Don't ask me why. Well, if I were to answer, it's because of the poison typing, I think. It adds some... But whatever, who cares? That's the game. Gastly's a winner. Check out the chart. Look at this. We got a... yeah, look at that. There's a chart. Gastly is number 2. That's really good. For an unevolved Pokemon, like... Hey, I mean, like, I'll take it. It's not nothing. Again, a lot of these early runs, you can just tell, like, I'm still learning the game. Even in this run, I make so many stupid mistakes and, you know, like, giving rare candies and double team to Oddish. Why? So, a lot of mistakes. Whatever, but, I had a lot of fun with Gastly. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but, I'll figure it out, I guess. And, again, Gastly, really cool, really scary. I'm scared right now, and I'm scared that the video is over, and that you're gonna leave me, and you're gonna watch someone else's videos. That's what I'm really scared about.